Okay, how do we manage our time when we are working at home? Very often people think, oh, you work at home, you've got loads of time, but actually we can get very easily distracted. So set your agenda the night before. Think about what are the most important things that I have to get through. If you can't do it the night before, do it first thing in the morning. Write your to-do list by hand. Now, the reason I say this is because handwriting is a complex task and it requires a lot of skills within your brain, various skills. And there's lots of evidence to support that actually bringing things from your mind, ideas into your mind and into the physical world through handwriting is a very different mechanism from typing it on a computer. And what that does by physically writing it as well gives us the option to tick it off as we go. And by ticking things off, it actually gives our dopamine a boost. And dopamine is a natural hormone chemical in our bodies that is there for motivation and the desire to achieve outcomes. So anything like that, writing these things down, taking it off as you go, gives your dopamine a kick, which means you want to do more. Structure your work in the way that you would when you're still in the office. So if you do calls in the morning, if you keep to that pattern. If you design stuff in the afternoon, keep to that pattern. Our neural pathways for work are already set up to follow patterns. So try and make it easier for yourself and stick to that. Do the hard things that you have to do, the difficult things in the first 2 hours of the morning. Our brains are at their peak in the first 2 hours after you've got out of bed. So decision-making skills, concentration can be optimized at that time. Also, make sure you give yourself proper breaks. 20 minutes maybe to stretch, to walk, to breathe, get away from your computer, get away from that work area, walk around, make yourself a coffee or a tea, get some water, whatever that is. It releases the chemical acetylcholine into our bodies, which is for renewal and recovery. It's a hormone that helps us to just calm down so that once we're renewed and recovered, we can go back into our tasks. Make sure you clock in and clock out every day. Decide what time you're going to start and what time you're going to finish, what time your breaks are going to be, and when you're going to take your lunch, and stick to that. Your body likes that structure. Turn off all of your distractions. If you have a deadline, close down your email for a short period of time. You can even put on an out of office and to say, I'm putting the out of office on now because I'm working on something and I will be back in at whatever time. Obviously, people know right now know that you're not going out, but it's just creating that structure so that you're not distracted by everything else to get that work done and to feel good about what you're doing. So staying focused can be very challenging. I may be teaching people stuff that you already know, but seriously, turn off the TV. And unless you have an online business or you work in communications, don't open social media. If possible, turn off all the incoming messages that are coming through on your phone. So all the WhatsApp groups, and I'm certainly in more WhatsApp groups than I ever have been before. I'm in school parent WhatsApp groups, I'm in working colleagues WhatsApp groups, but they're pinging all the time and my eyes are distracted, and then I can't get focused on my work. So turn them off. It's not essential for you to be looking at that. There are lots of time management models out there, but try this one. It's called the 50-20-50 productivity model. And it's basically that your day is broken down into 3 blocks at a time. You work for 50 minutes, you take a 20-minute break, and then you work for another 50 minutes. We are also doing this with our children, with the homeschooling that we're having to do, to make sure that they understand that this is the time that we're working, and here you get this amazing 20-minute break. And when you're having those 20-minute breaks, it means leaving your desk, walking around, getting that coffee, spending some time outside if you are able to, if you have a garden, or standing on your balcony. I just want to say it takes roughly 25 minutes to get back on task when you have been interrupted. Now, this is not about taking the break, this is an interruption. So that 60 seconds that you might want to check your Instagram account goes from 60 seconds to actually 26 minutes. And of course, we all get distracted, particularly when we're working with others in our home or we have children, but cut yourself some slack, give yourself a break. When you're feeling, oh, I can't get focused here, I don't know what's happened, just allow yourself to get through that 25 minutes and just see what happens, see how you get through that flow. Okay, so this is called the Eisenhower Matrix, and it's about prioritizing work. Again, there are lots of other models out there, but this is one that I use. myself. So up in the top left box there, what we've got is the important and the urgent stuff. It's about breaking up all the stuff that you have today to do in these 4 quadrants. So top left, important and urgent, the things I need to do today. For example, it could be a project deadline, a progress report on a team meeting, or maybe it's an online, you're preparing for an online presentation tomorrow. You do that first. Then top right in the blue box, we've got the important but maybe not so urgent stuff. So schedule some time to do that. Maybe it's about planning some meetings. Maybe it's the strategy of forecasting, or maybe it's some creative ideas. Next is the bottom left in the yellow box, or the mustardy kind of box. This is the not important, but it's still urgent stuff. So is there someone that you can delegate that to? Maybe it's answering some of your emails, maybe it's responding to some comments, or delegating to people for future projects. And then you've got the bottom right in the red box, which is the stuff that you do not have to do. It's not important, it's not urgent. This is your playing your online games, your checking of your social media, unless that's your job. I find that this helps me to really structure what I need to do. Otherwise, I will also get distracted by doing the things that I want to do rather than the things that I should be doing.